Then, of course, we have to add some little crystals. Another little fun way to play with your chalk is to figure out where you want to put your little rhinestones. All right. So if you can see from my example, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger for you again. All right. So I did put some scattered, some in a row. Then on the leaves, I put like 3 here. Some I put a little bit more, you know. So I did get a little creative and put them in different spots and stuff like that. So you can just put them in wherever you like. And she liked them all little subtle ones. But I have some nice big ones in my kit here as well. So when you're playing around with these bigger rhinestones, you definitely have to keep space for them, okay? So you gotta imagine that these little bigger ones might be taking bigger room. So wherever your glue is, okay, you get little spots to kind of give you placement. All right, so if you want to put them in a little bit, you know, just light little dots just to kind of give you some ideas of where you want them. Okay. And then we can always put them, you know, just subtle in 3 little spots. Again, in 3s. We like to do things in like triangles. If you want to keep it really subtle, you can always just put in, you know, little rows of 5 in there, and then maybe just a couple in your leaves a little bit if you want. But I think I'm just going to go with the 3 in a triangle formula today, just to be a little quicker for you guys too. And then you guys can definitely pop it up however you like. Okay, use any of my examples, right? So what I like to do is use, it's just wall tack, okay? You can get it at a dollar store. It just comes in little strips and you break off a little piece. And then if your kids are painting something and you want to put it on the wall, you don't want to put a nail on it, you stick this on your wall and then you can put whatever you like on it and it'll hang there for a while. And then you can pull it off and then you won't wreck your wall, right? So that's all it really is just that wall tack that you can get. And you can just pull it off in little pieces and play with it almost like putty. So I had this piece for a long time, and sometimes maybe it gets a little dry and it's not so sticky anymore. Then, you know, you can always play with it and wake it up a little bit and grab a fresh piece out of it. And just pop this in a little plastic bag and it'll stay forever. I keep using the same pieces over and over. I've had it for years. Okay, and you just need a little ball of it. And what I like to use is like a stylus. All right, so I may have these little dotting tools that I like to use. Or if you have like a skewer or a stick or barbecue skewer, they work really good too. Okay, some shish kebab sticks or something, nice and long, right? And then what you need is 2 of them, right? So you're gonna use, I'll just use my stylus for one. And I do like the little manicure sticks as well because they have a little bit more of a rounder edge on it. And you could take a nail file and file it and make them a little bit flatter if you want. But the little point or a big toothpick will work as well. Okay, so what you're doing is you're manipulating your little ball, and you can always just put this on the back of one of your brushes too, guys. Okay, maybe your little um, lighter brush. It's a little bit smaller. You can stick this on anything. Okay, and like I said, a lot of these little tricks, I used to do this in the nail industry to be able to pick up our gems really quickly, and especially when you're dealing with the big guys, you know, they're harder to pick up, right? And place them down where you want them. So this little tackiness will help you pick them up. Okay, but then if you push down on them really, really hard, then they really stick well. So it's just learning how much you press on it, just very gently. Okay, so then that way you can push on it into the glue and push it on and push it down on where you want it. The nice thing about the big ones is that, you know, you can put the glue just right on the back of them. Okay, so this one was drying on me a little bit. I had it out. So this glue here, you actually want to make sure that you put these little nozzles away and clean them. Okay, it comes with a little pin so that if it gets clogged, you can always stick a pin down it. All right. So these glues are, I have a variety, a couple of them that I use. And this one I just got in is Barely Art Precision Craft Glue. And I love it because of the tiniest little nozzle. I do have a couple other ones that I've used, like a pen, but it just comes, it only has the one size and it comes out sometimes too much and it spits at you weird, right? So I do like the way that this comes out just the smallest little pea of a little dot if you want it for the smallest little gems. Okay, so it is really cool. And they do come with two sets of nozzles, so if you do want to make a little bit bigger, like I showed you earlier with the glitter, you know, it really is nice to get those fine, fine, fine little lines. Okay, and then, like I said, you can pre-dot things. You don't want too much chalk here because it might interfere with your glue. All right, so remember that your bigger dots are going to need a little bit more glue. Okay, and you can just put your little spots there where you want them, and they'll stay wet for you for a little while. Do 5 at a time. Okay, so we're going to pick up our big one at the bottom. All right, and see how that works. You might want a little bit more glue for a bigger gem. And like I said, the bigger ones, you can actually just pop that little bit of glue right on the back of it. Okay, you have your other little stick handy ready for you. And then pop that down. So it's not going to let go, right? So this is where you need a little bit more help. Oops. Do it slowly. And then just hold it, like, use it like chopsticks almost in a way. Okay, so I have like 5 different sizes of, or 7 different sizes in this little kit. So I can go just slightly smaller and smaller and smaller. And sometimes I'll even let go on you if you don't have a really good strong stick to it. You know, you're just very lightly touching it. Okay, so these ones are a little, oh, I'm almost not touching it hard enough. All right, there we go. A little bit harder there. A little bit more glue. Okay, so like I said, it doesn't want to let go, right? So you need to help it a little bit. And if you feel like you got too much glue, guys, again, get an old brush, and then you can always just rinse a little bit away around the edges, so it's not all gloopy looking. And but this glue will dry clear for you. Okay, so again, I'm going to go a little bit smaller. Just depends on what sizes you have to play with and what you want to do. Okay, so hold that down so you can let go. Okay, and you do have a bit of time to move them. You want to straighten them out a bit. Okay, and then like I said, if you want to just rinse away any little bit of glue that might be popping out, just my fussy ways. Okay, and then I'm going to go again a little smaller. I have more sizes than dots that I'm doing here. That one was picking up the other way, so you just want to hit the top of it. And like I said, these guys are big enough for me to put my little dots. Right on the back of them, and then that way you know where you're going to put them there. Okay, so then I'm going to come over and pick up another round of sizes. Okay, little dot there. And let go. And then I'm going to come over here. It seems to be easier to put the smallest little dot right there where I want it. Drop it down. And then I'm going to come into, oops, maybe I wanted that one a little bit further. Okay, let's see if I can pick this up. Yep, pushed on it real hard. Okay, this one's a little bit smaller. Let's just move. Not it too hard. Okay, and then I want to come in and get another size in between, I believe. Sometimes it's good to lay them out where you want them. So that's that one. Well, maybe they are the same size. Yeah, that is a little bit bigger. There we go. A little bit of help. And then we're going to come a little smaller. And then I have another little tiny guys. Oop, I got two of them there. Okay, so you can use the pre-stick ones, but I find that I still will put a little bit of glue on them because I find that the glue that's with those pre-stick ones that you get at the dollar store, they just don't, they're not as durable. And you want your rhinestones to have that little edges on them, and you could put your sealer on first and then put your gems on, so then that way the dimensions of your rhinestones still stick out, because when you put your sealer on top of these little gems, sometimes they'll actually put a brown coating on them and you'll lose all your little dimensions of your little crystals. Okay, so they won't look so real. Okay, so then again, I'm gonna go over and pick up a little bigger one. I didn't press on that hard enough. Big ones are pretty easy, like I said. It's just how you place them down, right? It's easier to have that little bit of stickiness. Okay. A little smaller. A little smaller. And a little smaller. And like I said, if you want to put a couple little tiny ones in the odd leaf, and you can always put a couple down here. And this is where I might want to use the skinny side of my, get in there with these little ones. You just see the little tiny ones that we used to put on nails, like I said. They are really tedious. Okay, so just maybe a little 3 there. I know, I just wanted to put something on a leaf somewhere. A little trio there for you. Okay, so make sure you wash your little nozzles when you're done with them. Plunge them a few times with your little pin. Make sure you get it all that dry glue out of there. Alright, back up a little bit so you can see it all. And then all you need is your signature. And I'll pick up a little bit of a script liner, and then we'll just use a little bit of coffee latte. And use something a little bit more subtle. Your little initials, and then on the back, sometimes I'll put my full name and the date and all that with a marker or something. But just on the front, I like to keep it small and subtle, and just your initials. Andy's Creative Touch. Right? So I hope that you'll play around with a little bit, maybe of glitter, or maybe a little bit of your rhinestones. Like I said, when you glue them on, they're usually a little bit better than if you just use the self-sealing ones and let them dry really good. Alright, hopefully they're pushed down good. And then if there is any chalk that's showing, then just go in and erase it. Clean her up a little bit. Then take some pictures of it and post it on our group and show everybody how lovely your Calla lilies look and how you decorate them up with a little bit of bling, a little bit of shimmer in monochromatic style. Okay. You guys want to play around with your different color options? I would love to see what you come up with. A little extra bonus in there just to give you some different color ideas. Don't hesitate to message me if you have any questions. Send me your practice if you need critiques. And if you need more time with me, then just pop on the site under Paint With Me and book some Zoom time with me, guys. Maybe just a half an hour is all you need. And we can troubleshoot any areas that you're having in these strokes and keep you happy painting. All right. So have a happy, wonderful painting day, guys. And we'll see you again soon.